Are you single and feeling out of the loop? Put away that mouse and get out of the house. Join In the Loop, Seattle's brand new activities club just for singles. Go to intheloopsingles.com today.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal's second date update.
You know who I can't stand at the party? The guy that busts out the guitar.
Really?
You know who I'm talking. Well, of course you like him because you're female. But guys that can't play instruments don't like this dude because as soon as the guitar guy comes to the party, all the girls are just focused on him.
He's so dreamy.
Hello. My name is Raul, and I play the guitar for fun in front of my friends to impress them with my musical skills. And it looks like we're talking to that guy today.
Oh, no.
The guy that knows how to play guitar and steals all the ladies from other dudes with no talent. His name is Brenton, and Brenton is not getting a call back from a girl named Megan. Hello, Brenton. How are you?
I have had some better days, let me tell you that.
Yeah. Looks like the guitar thing didn't work for you this time, did it, buddy?
Well, it did in the beginning because it got me a date with this girl, but it's not seeming to work from that point on.
So your email said that you met this girl where you're actually playing a show? Like it wasn't like you were just hanging out?
Yeah, it was my gig. I was playing for a show, and she was there having a drink at the bar, and that's where we met.
Is she the one that approached you, or did you approach her?
Well, I had finished playing, and when I went up to the bar, she came up to me, and she told me that I did a really great job, and she kept locking eyes with me, and I figured, she had to be interested, so, yeah.
So you knew that inside her head this was playing. I must take Brenton home with me. So she seeked you out. And did you guys go out that night, or did you schedule a date?
We actually scheduled a date after the show that night, and we ended up meeting up for lunch.
Okay. And how did lunch go with her?
Well, it started off all right.
Did you bring your guitar to lunch?
No, I didn't. I did not bring my guitar to lunch.
That's probably why she's not calling you back.
Can I just ask real quick, was it your idea for lunch or hers?
I had suggested we went out for a drink again after my next gig, but she insisted that we met for lunch because she had to go to work later that night.
Yeah, I always think lunch is already kind of a red flag, like she's not that interested.
Yeah, it was weird because we were at lunch, and she acted like she was no longer interested in me. I don't know if it was because there wasn't dark lighting. I don't know if it was because she wasn't drinking. So
yeah, maybe she was drunk and it was in the dark. And she was like, "Ooh, that guitar guy's really hot." And then you showed up. She's like, "Ooh, you're the guitar guy."
It actually should be like, "Ooh, that's the guitar guy." I mean,
yeah, that's what it should be.
That's not the reality sometimes.
But maybe you're right. Maybe she met you that night and she had a little bit to drink, and you were not who she thought she had asked out.
Well, I mean, if anything, she may have been lying to me then because we really did hit it off at the bar the first night.
How did everything end with her?
Well, I paid, hoping that would kind of put a little bit of icing on it, but
Did you pay with your card or did you pay with a song? Guitar man.
Yeah, I paid with cash.
Oh,
cash, yeah.
That's lame. So with as hot and heavy as this date sounds, I'm guessing you did not get a kiss at the end of it.
No, but this is the thing. We actually set up another date after the lunch date.
Oh, really?
How did that work?
I told her that I was going to be playing at this next gig because I play at these small venues all around the city. And she was totally down, said she'd be there. I told her the time, and she said that she'd bring a friend and she'd show up.
And so she didn't show up?
No show, didn't pick up after when I called. She just basically fell off the face of the earth.
So you haven't heard anything from her since you guys went out to lunch?
No, I mean, I hate to say this, but for all I know, I mean, she could be dead. I don't know.
Because that's a jump to conclusion you should make.
No, you're right. In my experience, anytime a girl hasn't called me back, it's because she's died. And I feel like you and I are kind of kindred spirits like that, you know?
Yeah. I mean, you probably have the bongos at the party. I'm the one with the guitar.
Yeah. Jubal is totally the bongo guy, definitely.
Women love it. All right, well, we'll play a song, come back, call her, and get your second date update, okay?
Thanks, man.
All right, man, hang on.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal in the mornings. Second date update.
We're in the middle of a second date update, and if you're just joining us, Brenton is on the phone. And Brenton is a guitar player. That's how he met the girl that he wants to call today. He met her at one of his shows. They hit it off, they met for lunch, and ever since lunch, she has not contacted him at all, even though he's tried. And Brenton just got done telling us that he and his guitar have bagged over 1,000 women. And now he's just trying to track her down because she's the one that got away. Isn't that right, Brenton?
No, I never said that.
Yes, you did.
Poor Brenton.
You said, I have bagged 1,000 women, Jubal, and then you strummed your guitar. I heard you.
I'm a one-woman kind of guy. I don't know.
I bet you could bag 1,000 women if you wanted to because you play guitar.
Well, I'm not doubting it, but I'm saying I'm not like...
All right.
Oh, Brenton, you're like adorably dorky, and I really like it.
We're about to call...
Thank you.
What's her name? Her name's Megan, right?
Yes, Megan.
All right, we're about to call Megan right now. Any last thoughts before I dial her phone?
Let's pray that she's kind to me.
All right, here we go.
Hello?
Hi, can I speak to Megan, please?
Speaking.
Hi, Megan. This is Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the Morning. How are you?
You're from where?
Brooke and Jubal in the Morning, the radio show?
What radio show?
That's the name of it. It's called Brooke and Jubal in the Morning.
Okay.
You're obviously a big-time listener, and I appreciate that. Let me thank you in advance.
What do you want?
I'm calling you because one of our listeners emailed us about you, and he asked me to get a hold of you.
Okay, this is weird.
It's a guy that you went out on a date with, and he's been trying to get a hold of you for a second date, but you're not calling him back. His name is Brenton. Do you remember meeting Brenton?
Oh, Jesus. Yes.
Whoa.
Oh my gosh, Megan.
All right, so it sounds like you don't really like Brenton very much.
No.
Okay.
That was blunt.
I'll just tell you what he told us. He said that you guys met at a gig where he was playing guitar. You seemed really into him, and then you went out to lunch, and during lunch you got cold and seemed upset with him, and then just haven't called him back, haven't made any effort for another date or anything.
Well, I was really excited to go out with this guy. He seemed like such a cool musician, and then I show up to the lunch date, and it's like, what the
What do you mean? What? He was still the same guy, right?
Yeah.
No, he was not the same guy.
Oh, all right. Here's one of the things that he told us he thinks it might be. He thought that maybe that night when you met him, when he was playing guitar in the dark, he looked hot. And then you saw him in broad daylight, and you were like, oh, my God, he's ugly. Is that what happened?
Well, I mean, he's a good-looking guy. He looks fine, but just the way he was dressed.
The way he was dressed.
So he's a bad dresser.
I mean, he comes in and he's wearing slacks and a button-up shirt.
Well, it's during the day, and he probably has a job. Isn't that a good thing?
Or dressing up for the date?
He's supposed to be this hot musician, though.
So it was his clothes?
I mean, I'm trying to figure out, what it is. And within 5 minutes of talking to him, I realized he's a f***ing programmer.
A what?
What?
A brogrammer? What is a brogrammer?
Oh, come on. You know what a programmer is.
I actually have no idea.
What is that?
These middle-aged white guy tech nerds that are just f***ing taking over the city.
Oh, so he's
okay, so you're saying that he's like a tech dude by day, and then he plays guitar as a hobby, and that's unattractive to you.
Exactly. He's not a true artist. He's working for the man, doing his tech program stuff, and pushing all the artists out.
So you want him to have no money and be living in a studio apartment with 4 other people right now?
Not necessarily, but he should be trying to work for it and trying to be an artist. If he's an artist, he shouldn't be working a day job.
So you don't think he should perpetrate at night and try to play guitar and act like an artist when he actually is part of the corporate world?
This guy is exactly what we don't need in the city. He is such a fake. They're taking over the city and ruining it.
Wait, why are you so passionate about this?
What do you do for a living? I'm just curious.
I'm an artist.
Okay.
What's your medium? What do you do?
I create visual art and sculpture.
So
And that's all you do?
Yes.
Okay.
I am in the struggle. I'm working at it. Not that you would understand that.
I guess not. I'm sorry. You know what? I kind of agree with you, though, in a weird sort of way. Like,
Do you?
Yeah,
Really?
these dudes bug me. They've always bugged me, the tech guys that are in their garage making craft beers and then trying to play guitar at night for a hobby. I kind of understand what you're getting at, Megan. I'm maybe not as passionate as you are about it, but I guess I sort of understand what you mean.
The city's just overrun. Traffic is worse. They're moving into the city. Rents are going up because they all want to come live in a cool downtown loft. You know, my friends are getting kicked out. It's just they're ruining the city. They're all over the place. These stupid programmers. I can't even ride my bike down to the store because these are taking up the whole road with their fancy cars. They're all up in the way.
Okay. So
That's pretty harsh.
thank you for being honest with us. I appreciate that.
Well, I don't know what else to tell you. This guy's a douche.
No, hey, that's all you needed to tell us. That's all we were calling to find out is why you weren't getting back to him. I should also let you know that Brenton is actually listening to this conversation, though.
What the
I can't believe you're judging me because I make a living so I can do my art.
You're not an artist, Brenton. You're a hobbyist. It's so unattractive.
This is absurd.
Megan, don't you think you're being like a little closed-minded?
No, I'm not closed-minded. It's these programmers who think that they can just run the world and squish all of the artists out and think that they can just dabble in it at night.
But wasn't he a pretty good guitarist?
I mean, he was okay.
You liked him. You liked him when you first met him.
Yeah.
This is just bullshit. I feel tricked. I feel like you tricked me.
I tricked you? I got catfished by a programmer. How do you think I feel here?
Look at you, so upset.
Megan, I do have to ask you, and I think I know your answer, but I have to ask the question anyway. Would you like to go on a second date with Brenton? We will pay for it.
Oh, no.
You sure?
No.
I'll send you guys to a farmer's market where everything's fair trade.
Brenton probably doesn't even know what the it is.
Brenton,
Man.
you want me to try harder to get you another date? I can keep going.
That's fine, Megan. You don't have to take another date with me because I can get wherever I want with my guitar.
Whoa.
Not an artist like me. You're never going to get this.
Wow.
Why don't you just go do one of your other programmer friends, Brenton?
Well, when you're a true artist, there is no sexual preference. You just take what is given. Wherever the wind blows you, you go. Right, Megan?
I'm done. You know, Brenton, go enjoy your life in your cookie cutter house with your wife and your 2.5 kids and your Cocker Spaniel. And while you're living your bullshit existence, I will be creating.
I think
She hung up. Brenton, she hung up.
wow.
Good.
I'm surprised she even had a cell phone.
Brooke and Jubal in the morning.
Text message in at 78592 that says, that girl Megan sounds like an art school reject. Just an angry little art school reject. It's Brooke and Jubal in the morning. In case you missed the second date update, this guy Brenton wanted us to call this girl Megan for a second date update. Mm-hmm. She wasn't calling him back after they met. She met him. He was playing guitar. Yeah. And she was like, ooh, this guy's awesome. They exchanged numbers. They met up for lunch. And when they met for lunch, she suddenly was like really cold to him. We finally got her on the phone and finds out that she didn't like him because he showed up to lunch and he wasn't a starving artist. Yeah. And he has a day job as like a programmer or something.
Gross, money
Ew,
maker.
yuck. He's the man. He's part of establishment. He's not a real artist who's struggling, living in a van and can barely pay for food.
Jeez.
How dare he?
Gross.
You know, I could almost understand her frustration with, you know, getting someone that wasn't who she thought it was going to be, right? She felt a little misconceived or whatever.
Misled.
Misled.
Misguided.
Yeah, thank you. But her anger, like, this so angry.
So
you can't
mad.
hear anything she says because she's just so angry.
Yeah, she's just really, really mad at anybody who's not a true artist.
Yeah.
They should be kicked out of this country. As a matter of fact, they should all be burned with their computers.
I bet her art is very deep.
Very deep.
I struggle because I choose to struggle. If
Yeah.
they offered me $1 million, I wouldn't take it.
Yeah, if somebody gave me $1 million for a painting of mine, I would shun them and turn it away and never make any money. You know why? Because I'm a real artist.
Either that or we find out that she has a big trust fund from mommy and daddy.
Yeah.
You know?
She's actually sitting on like $100 million, so she can afford to just do her art. Remember, if you want a second date update, all you have to do is email the show, Brooke and Jubal at moving925.com. We will call the person who didn't call you back.
Moving 92.5.
Are you single and feeling out of the loop? Put away that mouse and get out of the house. Join In the Loop, Seattle's brand new activities club just for singles. Go to intheloopsingles.com today.
How many second date updates have we done? Hundreds?
Oh my God, thousands.
Feels
I
like
feel
millions. A lot of second date updates. And whenever we're out, like doing an event or at a comedy show or something like that, people always ask me, they go, hey, what happened to so-and-so?
Yeah.
Did you ever get an update on this person? You guys should do a third date update, you know?
All the time.
People always want to know what happens with the people in the second date updates. A lot of times people break up or go their separate ways. Sometimes they do keep in touch with us and let us know what's going on. But I was very happy to hear from a couple recently. You may remember their names, Danica and Mike.
Oh, yeah. Tell me their story again. I kind of forget.
They were on about 4 months ago. It was a really popular second date update. Danica was the young lady who was very emotional and was crying during the whole thing.
Oh, yeah.
She
Poor
really
girl.
was upset.
Yeah, like she showed up to her date a little late and just was like
Lost
freaking out,
it.
just crying and
Yeah.
didn't stop. Well, a lot of our listeners are familiar with this one, but if you're not, we're going to play it again for you because at the end of it, we actually have an update from Danica and Mike.
We do?
Yeah, we don't do this often,
Wow.
but we've finally been in contact with some people, and we do have an update on their situation. It's your second date update right now.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal's second date update.
Danica is on the phone with us. Today she wants to do a second date update to a guy named Mike. Apparently they met online and went out, and she's very upset that she's not getting a call back. Danica, how are you?
You know, I'm all right.
Oh,
Right.
honey.
Are you okay?
Well, I mean, I just feel like, I feel like I screwed up a little bit on this one. So, I don't want to cry. I feel really, I feel pretty emotional, and I just feel like it was my fault.
Oh, sweetheart. Calm down.
Are you nervous to be doing the second date update right now? Is that part of the reason that you're emotional, or are you this emotional about the date that you went on?
It's like everything. I mean, it's obviously not trying to call and be all emotional on the radio. I just, when I start, I just, sometimes I can't stop. So
Yeah. Take a few breaths. We're here to help you out. All right?
Oh, gosh.
Okay.
So tell us about the date.
Well, that's the thing. I was supposed to meet him for dinner, and my dog Monkey, I had to walk her before I left, and she wouldn't go to the bathroom, she just wouldn't go, and I couldn't leave because she'll go in the house.
Yeah.
So I ended up being 5 minutes late.
5 minutes late?
That's not even bad.
It's not it shouldn't be a big deal to be 5 minutes
Did
late.
something happen to your dog?
No, my dog is she's fine.
Okay.
Fine.
I thought maybe you were upset because something happened to your dog.
I'm just thinking that, I should have been there, and I should have been on time, and I just, I think it shows, poor.
Okay, but you were...
I like to be tardy.
Yeah, but you were 5 minutes late, though, Danica. It's not the end of the world.
I just felt bad, though,
All right.
Okay.
Hey, Danica, 5 minutes is not really a big deal. 15, 20, 30 minutes late, that kind of gets annoying. 5 minutes late, trust me, I doubt he was really that upset about it.
Well, I mean, 5 minutes, it's fine, maybe fine for a normal date, but like, what if it's like the one, or it's the one you think is your dream man?
Did you think this guy was your dream man?
I met him online, and he is like everything that I want in a man.
Okay, wait, hold on. Had you ever
I'm
even...
I'm not like this. I'm not like this.
Okay, take a deep breath. Again, you're going to be okay, Danica. Did you talk to him for a long time before your guys' first date?
Well, I mean, obviously, we talked a couple times, but just his profile is like everything.
All right.
Sorry to laugh.
Well, it's
Yeah,
a lot.
keep it down, Jose.
Sorry, dude.
It's okay. I mean, I know it's kind of funny to some people, but it's just kind of how I react.
Well, it's not necessarily laughing at you crying about the situation. It's more, it was 5 minutes late.
Yeah.
And for most people, they would not get that worked up. If that's how you express yourself, that's how you express yourself.
I guess so.
Were you this visibly upset when you actually met him?
Well, I was, yeah. I mean, I was driving, and, of course, I was like, getting emotional in the car, and I was mad at my dog, and like that's hard. And then I got to the restaurant, and I realized I hadn't even combed my hair, and my mascara was everywhere, and so I was just trying to be, I tried to play it off.
So it was obvious that you had been crying.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, and I was like, excuse myself to the bathroom to go get it together,
Yeah.
And I came out, and I sort of just lost it again, I mean, he was so sweet, and I started telling him about Monkey, and it was...
What did he do when you started crying?
He's looked really surprised. He's a sensitive person, so I'm sure he was upset for me, but he was being strong.
So you guys continued the date after you were crying about your dog?
Yeah, I mean, once I told him what had happened with Monkey, and, it made me feel better. We had eaten, and then the date was sort of over anyway, so.
Okay. How did it end with him?
He gave me a hug, and a really super loving hug, and he just made me feel better, and I said, can I get a do-over? This isn't me, this isn't how I am, and I texted him, a bunch of times, not that many, but, enough that I probably thought I would hear back from him by now. So I don't understand why he wouldn't let me just have a do-over.
Yeah, but Danica, if I went out on a date with you like that and you started bawling on the date, it would probably freak me out.
Yeah.
Either that or I would start crying too, and then we'd just be a mess, just the both of us at the table.
Well, I mean, sometimes I get emotional, and that's just who I am. But,
I think that
I feel I don't love him, but, I like this guy a lot.
Whoa. I'm worried about you, Danica, because this is just the part where we find out what happened on the date, and you haven't even really been able to keep it together.
I'm totally getting it together now. Listen, I totally am all right now.
Okay. All right.
I don't know
well, we'll play a song.
Do we have to?
Come back. Call him and get your second date update, all right?
Okay.
I need you to be strong when we come back, okay?
I am. I'm totally gonna wash my face and get it together and regroup.
Okay, because if you cry twice to him, I guarantee that's gonna scare him off.
I'll tell you what, I'm not gonna cry. Even if I get a little shaky, I'll hold the phone away from my mouth so that no one can hear.
If at any moment you just hang up the phone, I'll pretend like the connection dropped out.
Awesome.
If you want to cry for a bit, and then I'll get you back on the phone after, okay?
Okay.
All right, just hang on.
I can do this.
Okay, hold on. Remember, before we play the next part of today's second date update, stick around, because we're actually going to talk to Danica and Mike again right afterwards. Apparently, they have an update for us on what happened since we recorded this a few months ago. But first, let's hear part 2 of their second date update.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal in the mornings. Second date update.
Normally during a second date update, it's the second part of the phone call when we get the couple on the phone together and they talk that tears come out. Mm-hmm. It's already happened a lot. And I'm actually hesitant to do today's second date update because I don't know if Danica, who is on the phone with us right now, can handle it. Danica, are you doing all right?
Yeah, I'm keeping it I'm going to try and keep it together. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, you definitely need to. If you're just tuning in, Danica wants to call Mike. They met online, went out for a date. She was 5 minutes late for the date, but was very emotional about it. She was crying on the way to the date. When she got there, she tried to clean herself up. And then once she actually sat down with the guy, she lost it again and ended up crying during the date. And she isn't getting a call back. And I'm assuming, I don't know yet, but I'm guessing that's the reason why, Danica. It would be very weird for me to go out with a girl and have her cry on a first date.
I know. I mean, I know it seems weird, but that's why I'm going to apologize to him and tell him I'm a normal person, you know?
Can I make one suggestion? Because I'm a person, I cry at every emotion. If you start to get emotional, pinch yourself. That's my trick. Because it like helps you get out of your mindset of going down that path.
And then it hurts because you pinch yourself and you cry more because of the pain. Ow! Yeah. Oh, why'd you pinch me?
I'm willing to try anything, to be honest, and I will do it.
Do you feel strong right now? Do you feel like you could do it?
I do. I took some deep breaths, washed my face.
Okay. I'm going to dial the phone number right now, get him on the phone, and get your second date update.
Okay.
Okay.
You got this.
Okay.
Hello?
Hi, can I speak to Mike, please?
This is Mike.
Mike, how you doing? This is Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the morning.
I'm sorry, where are you calling from?
Brooke and Jubal in the morning, the radio show.
Okay. Did I win something?
No, you didn't. I'm calling you because we recently got an email from somebody who went out on a date with you.
Okay.
And she's been trying to get a second date, but you haven't been returning any of her phone calls or text messages. So she asked if I could get you on the phone and find out why.
Seriously?
Mm-hmm. Her name is Danica, and I'm gonna take a wild guess and say that you remember this date.
Oh.
Yes, I do. So she emailed you to call me.
Yeah, it's a segment we do on our show called The Second Date Update.
That's a little awkward, but okay.
What did you think of Danica, first off?
I mean, Danica is a really sweet individual. I mean, she has a really great heart. I would just say that she is a very highly emotional person.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We've talked to her about your date, and it was obvious from our conversation that she's very emotional.
Oh, okay, right. So then you got a little bit of that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm a sensitive guy, and I'm a Pisces. I pick up on people's vibes, immediately.
Mm-hmm.
So I get it, but I mean, I've never experienced anything like that date ever in my life.
She told us about it and how she was 5 minutes late, and she was very upset about that, and she had been crying before. And
my God, I thought, she ran in the restaurant and had no idea what was going on. She had mascara down her face, and she was telling me about her dog named Monkey, and she literally started crying hardcore at the table. And
did you think at first? Did you think the dog died or something?
That's exactly what I thought. So I'm in shock, because of the way she was reacting to it, but then she was so honestly upset that it was making me upset, and I felt so bad for her, but I didn't know what to do. So she's freaking bawling, and I'm sitting here she kind of got me teary-eyed, and and here we're like a mess sitting in the restaurant, like everybody's staring at us.
Oh my gosh!
Wow. Yeah, that would be awkward. Oh man, that would definitely be awkward.
Yeah, it was the most awkward experience I've ever had in my life, and I feel bad for her. I mean, she's got a great heart.
Yeah, it sounds like she's a very sensitive person. I don't know what I would do if I was in your shoes. I'm a sucker when girls cry. Why do you think I can't ever break up with girls? Because they always like to cry as soon as you say I don't want to be with you, and then I'm like, all right, well, we'll stay. So I don't know what I would do if I was in your shoes.
Yeah, and finally when we left, I mean, I was pretty much in a really weird mood afterwards. I mean, when someone is deeply, deeply emotional for an hour, I was kind of a wreck. quite frankly.
I would have felt
myself.
emotionally spent after that too.
I mean, that's the right word to use. Totally spent.
Oh my gosh.
All because she was 5 minutes late to your date.
Because she was late, and because she couldn't get her dog to use the bathroom or something. Like, that's the craziest part.
Mike, I have to tell you this right now. Danica is actually on the phone listening.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I am.
Hi, Mike. I'm so, first I just want to say, listening to you, the way that you just told our story was so sweet, and you're such a nice guy, and I don't know what to say.
Why are you crying now, Danica? You're gonna get me choked up here. Why are you crying?
Because I'm just trying to, I'm actually trying not to cry, and that's making me cry more.
Oh gosh. Danica.
Because I really care about you, and I really thought that, after all we talked about online, I just knew, you're such a good person, and then I came, and then I ruined everything, and I totally a terrible. I just felt
no. Stop. You're not a terrible person. You didn't ruin anything. Okay, I am sorry that that I couldn't deal with the situation properly. I apologize.
But it's like we talked so many times, and was building up towards the date, and then I show up and I'm late, and that's so inconsiderate, and I felt so stupid. And
No. It's okay. You were late. I mean, it's that happens. It's not any reason.
Oh my gosh, honey.
No. Don't cry. Come on, Danica, don't.
Trying not to. I swear. I just wanna say that, and I know you've been avoiding my calls and my texts, and I understand.
I have, and I'm sorry. Okay, I'm sorry about that. Okay. Come on now. I mean, look, I'm an emotional guy too. I mean, how are we supposed to function as a normal couple if I'm so sensitive and in tune to you, and you're connected to your heart, right? I mean, how are we supposed to balance that? We'd be a walking mess, just like a basket case of emotions running around the street.
Are you saying you're concerned, Mike, that her being so emotional and you being so emotional, all you guys are going to do is sit around and cry together?
I mean, I'm not saying that I'm going to sit around and cry, but I mean, I'm saying that I'm going to feed into her feelings, and I'm going to want to, nurture that. But I just feel like that's focused. That's kind of the energy is too focused on one thing. I don't want it to be a negative situation.
I don't think it's negative, though. I mean, I don't think it's negative. I think that you were such a good. You showed me what a good guy you were. Just sit there, and you were so sweet to me and so comforting, and that's exactly the kind of guy I need.
Hey, look, you are sweet, okay? And that's why I was there. It's just how are we supposed to function if we can't even have a conversation without you crying,
Mike, would you be interested in trying to have a conversation with no tears with Danica?
I mean, if that's possible.
I can see if it's possible and ask you if you'd like to go out with Danica again. I'll pay for a second date for you guys.
It's possible, I swear.
What do you think, Danica? Do you think we can go no tears this time?
I promise. I am I'm all cried out, I did it.
We can be happy, and we don't have
yes.
to. And if I'm late or you're late, it's going to be okay.
Well, I'm not going to be late.
Oh my gosh.
And here's the thing. That you don't even know is that when I'm happy, I'm so happy.
Don't display you have major mood swings. Don't do that. I go from super happy to tears
Danica.
in the matter of seconds. All right. Well, Mike, so you'll go out with Danica again?
Let's give it another try.
All right.
That is
Awesome.
It's going to be amazing.
It already is.
I can't believe it's happening, Danica. You may have found, you're right, your dream man, all right?
I told you, Brooke.
Yeah.
This is so awesome.
Don't screw it up, okay? No more tears.
No more tears. I'm totally going to keep it together.
Okay. Congratulations, Danica. You got your second date.
Oh my gosh, thank you so much, you guys.
You're welcome.
Oh my God, I'm so excited.
Mike, thank you very much. I look forward to hearing back from you guys after you go out.
Okay, yeah, we'll keep you updated.
Today's second date update brought to you by Xanax.
Brooke and Jubal in the morning.
You just heard one of the most popular second date updates that we've ever done on this show.
Yeah.
With Danica and Mike, who miraculously agreed to see each other one more time, even after Danica would not stop crying.
She's an
Like a
emotional
second.
girl. It's okay.
It's been a few months since we recorded that call, and we have them both actually on the phone right now because people have been asking for this, for us to do updates on the second date updates. Yeah. So, hey, guys, how you doing?
Hi.
Hi, how's it going?
Pretty good. Thanks for coming on the show. And so, first question I have for Danica is, last time we talked to you, you were having trouble holding it together. Very emotional. How are your emotions right now? Are you going to be okay?
I know. I'm an emotional person, but I mean, I couldn't be happier right now, so I feel pretty good.
I'm always curious when people go out on a date after they've done a second date update with us. Is it a more comfortable situation going into it, or was it more pressure because your whole story had been told to everybody and now it's kind of uncomfortable?
Well, I think it kind of gave us something to, like, go from and talk about and laugh at, I guess.
I think I was definitely more nervous.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know why. I don't know.
Because you heard the way that she was crying on the phone, and you were like, I don't know if I should have agreed to a second date here.
You know, I have to say, though, I'm so thankful because if it wasn't for you guys, I don't know that we would have been where we are now, you know?
Right.
Wow.
So, Danica, you wrote in saying that you wanted to update our listeners on something.
Yes. Okay. So, well, I mean, we're moving in together.
Shut up!
Really?
That is so cute.
Awesome.
I'm so excited, and everything has really just, I don't know, it's moved kind of quickly, but I feel like we just get each other, and I can't wait. You know, he's my best friend, and he's just everything that I've ever needed or wanted in
Thank you.
a boyfriend. So,
Wow.
Look at
See,
that,
it's a
so
second date
cute.
update that actually worked out, you know?
So cool.
you guys really helped. I think really did help the situation, I think.
That's
They
good.
sound so happy.
You know, Mike, you told our producer off air that there's an update that Danica doesn't know about that you wanted to share.
Yes, I did.
What?
He's like, we're breaking up.
Yeah, about that.
Oh my
There's
God.
somebody else.
It's been great, however. Absolutely not.
That's not funny, though, really.
Yeah, don't cry, Danica. I'm just joking. You guys are obviously very happy with each other. But apparently you told our producer boy, that you had something that you wanted to tell us about.
So I feel like it's only appropriate since we would have never had a second chance without you guys. And, I mean, I'm so excited that we're moving in together. I'm so excited to be with you. And I think that this is really the first time that I felt so honestly connected to someone.
Aww.
And
God, Jose.
Sorry, it's cute.
and I absolutely love you. And you would make me the happiest man if you would marry me.
Oh my God. Are you?
I'm so serious right now.
Oh my God.
Are you just?
She's crying. There it goes.
Of course
She's
she's
crying.
Every girl cries in this moment. She hasn't said yes or no, though.
I know.
I'm sorry I'm doing this on the air, but I just feel like it's appropriate. And Danica, I've never been happier
Oh my God, I love you so much.
in my
Yes,
life.
of course.
She said yes.
Yes.
Well,
Oh my
Oh my God.
congratulations. Danica, are you all right?
I can't talk. I can't think.
Yeah, you can take a couple minutes to breathe, Danica. That's fine. Congratulations, though.
Holy crap.
Thank you. So is that a yes, Danica?
Yes. I was so excited. Oh my mom.
Mom.
I'm gonna come over to your work as soon as we get off the phone. I'm sorry to do this on the air, but
I was gonna say, do you have like a ring and all that stuff? Did you already get that all taken care of? Or?
Yes, I'm going to bring it to her immediately.
Oh, this is so awesome.
Oh my
Awesome.
gosh.
Well, congratulations, you guys. Thank you for the update.
Wow.
Oh,
Thank
thank
you.
you guys.
Thank you so
thank
much.
you. I feel like we should invite you to the wedding.
Yeah, invite us. I'm down to go.
I love Jubal
Oh my
loves
God.
weddings.
Jubal actually cries at every wedding he
I
goes
do.
to, so he'll be right there with you, Danica. Don't worry.
Hey, Danica, I feel like your wedding should actually be sponsored by Kleenex. Maybe we can figure that out.
Moving 92.5. Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal's second date update.
I think the best way to make a first impression on a first date is to show her your rage issues right away. You know what I mean? Just rage on the first date the whole time. Usually ladies like that a lot.
Yeah. Like anger to turn us
Yeah,
on.
they do. Oh, they love it. That's why Adam is on the phone right now. He emailed us about a date that he had that he feels didn't go so great because he was a little angry when he showed up to his date.
Oh, no.
Adam, how are you?
Hey guys, how are you? I'm good.
Hey, man, first of all, I will say I read your email, and the issue that you had in getting to your date and the way you acted on your date, I can't blame you. I think I would have acted the same way. I've been in this situation a lot. But go ahead and tell everybody about how you met the girl that you want us to call today.
So her name was Ren,
Ren?
and it was one of those like friend of a friend thing. We were both single. They set us up. Thought she was real good looking. I was really attracted to her. Looking through her pictures, it really seemed like she was going to be a good fit. So I was pretty stoked on the date from the beginning before we even actually met for the date.
Right, before you met and showed her your angry side.
Dude, I didn't mean to show her my angry face. That wasn't the goal of the date.
Yeah, but in your email you said you got there and you just raged for the whole time pretty much, and you felt kind of awkward about it. Explain what happened.
I mean, I gave myself plenty of time to get to coffee. Last thing I want to do on a first date is show up late. And all of a sudden, like out of nowhere, this ass turns into the lane in front of me and starts going like 20 miles per hour. And I wasn't running late, but this guy, I felt like he was messing with me because I'm just sitting there. And I'm beeping and I'm honking and I'm trying to be nice first. And then I just lose it. I flip a switch and I start going crazy on this guy. And he's just such a ass because I'm just trying to get somewhere.
Adam, you are
see,
still
you're
angry.
already raging with us. We're just trying to ask
Because
you.
he was an ass guy.
Okay,
I
yeah,
know,
no,
right?
hey, dude, Adam, you're talking to the king of road rage right here.
Yeah.
I'm constantly pissed off in my
shaking
car,
right now.
so I understand.
You're still shaking.
So, you were angry about this dude.
Yeah, well, of course I was angry. Yeah, but, this guy who pulls in front of me makes me 10 minutes late, and that pissed me off, and I tried to let it go, and I guess it was just nervous energy. I just kind of wouldn't shut up, and I just talked nonstop pretty much the whole date,
Were you talking about this guy the whole time?
pretty much.
Do you have anger issues normally? Are you an angry guy?
I tend to think I'm pretty even-keeled guy, but
You sound,
Don't
sound like it.
it.
I asked you to recap the incident on the way to the date, and you just went off on us. So you sound like an angry dude. Are you an angry guy, or are you?
I'm not normally, really an angry guy.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was just the nervous energy of going to the date, and I think it's a mix of both of those things. I just kind of, had a tough time.
Did you explain to her that you were upset at a guy that you?
I did. I think it just came off angry.
Yeah, I can see how that happened.
Did she comment about your anger? Did she say, like, whoa, you're still pretty upset about this?
Not really. I mean, she was pretty quiet about it. She was really quiet.
Probably quiet because she was scared for her life. People get that way.
That's where I felt real bad with. I just kind of just talked nonstop for 45 minutes.
Ooh.
Did she get a word in edgewise?
I mean, not much.
All right,
Not really.
so you talked at her the whole time.
Well, I mean, at the end, I said to her, I asked her about going out on another date, and I apologized to her, and I said that, I'm not normally like this and all this stuff, and we slapped five,
Oh, no.
You high-fived at the end of the date?
Oh, Adam.
Well, I wasn't going to kiss her. I was like sweating from being so nervous and pissed off.
What kind of five are we talking about here? Like on the side, down low, high five?
Up high.
Up high. All right, so you gave her a high five to say goodbye.
Go team.
Oh, she probably didn't want to do a fist pound because she thought you might break her
Yeah,
hand.
seriously. Did you ask to see her
Well, we
again?
did interlock fingers, though, guys.
Oh, nice. Interlock. That's almost a handhold. You almost held her hand on the first date. Did you ask to see her again?
Well, yeah, we talked about it, and I mentioned I'd throw her a text, and I texted her a few times, and I haven't really heard back. So I'm kind of curious. I know it didn't go great, but I thought it ended good.
After you apologized to her, did you say, "Oh, I totally understand. I've been there before," or?
Not so much.
And so she seemed upset.
Yeah, I told her. I said I told her that my energy level was off, and I was really nervous for the date as it was, and then this happened, and it just totally threw me, and I feel horrible about it. And I told her that, and she seemed receptive to it.
Yeah.
But this whole situation, it didn't go well, and I really want a second chance because I think her and I could really do well together, and I think that even with my anger issues, the little bit of road rage and stuff, I feel like a girl like her could really calm me down.
Okay.
Oh, that's kind of sweet.
All right, well, we'll play a song, come back, call her, and get your second date update, okay?
Great, thank you, guys.
All right, try not to freak out. Hang on.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal in the mornings. Second date update.
Adam is on the phone with us. He wants us to call a girl named Rin today for his second date update. They went out, met for coffee. He was 10 minutes late and ended up being very frustrated from a road rage incident that made him late. Feels like he just vented about the thing the whole time and was just angry and didn't even let her get a word in edgewise while they had their coffee date. Adam, you about ready to give her a call?
I'm ready, man.
All right, I was thinking about this. Most girls, when they list the traits that they like in a potential mate, they usually say something like, I like a guy who's sensitive, a guy who's caring, good job, very responsible. They usually don't list potential homicidal maniac as a good quality. So that's probably why she's not calling you back. I mean, if you went on a first date with somebody and they showed up a little late, first of all, that's one strike against you, and then proceeded to just be angry the whole time, I doubt you'd be so willing to call him back, too.
I think that's kind of the issue, and that's why I'm trying to make it work with her again, because I really do feel like I had a bad representation.
You want a do-over.
Yeah, I just want to try one more time. I want to kind of show Ren the Adam that I really am.
Okay.
And you think this call is going to do it for you? You've got a level head on you right now.
Yeah, I feel like I'm pretty zen right now.
Just don't make him wait any longer for the phone call. Don't make him late for the second date update.
Can we just get this going so I don't get pissed off about it?
Okay. All right, I'm going to call it right now, man. Here we go.
Hello?
Hi, can I speak to Ren, please?
This is she.
Hey, Ren, how are you? This is Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the Morning, the radio program.
I'm sorry, I think you have the wrong number.
No, I'm pretty sure I have the right number, Ren. There's not a whole lot of Rens, and I was given your number by a guy named Adam to call you today.
What?
Yeah. Adam is a listener to our show, and he says he recently went out on a date with you, but you're not calling him back, and he asked us to see if we could get you on the phone and ask why.
How do you know him?
He listens to our radio show. Adam wanted us to call you to ask if he did something wrong on your date or there's a particular reason that you don't want to see him again.
I don't even really know how to respond to this.
I know
Did he talk to you about this?
He did. He told us that you went out for coffee, and he said that he was a little late, and he actually feels bad because he thinks that he may have been a little upset from a traffic incident, and he wasn't very attentive to you on your date.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
Is that a pretty accurate description?
Yeah, I would say so. I get this is what you guys do, so I don't mean to be disrespectful at all. I'm just kind of like,
no,
oh my God.
It's fine. I appreciate you taking the time out to talk to us. We just want to pass along a message to Adam and give him your perspective on the first date.
Yeah, I can talk about that. My experience with Adam was very limited, and I'm not a very confrontational person.
Mm-hmm.
And he was very, very angry, and I think that the first 10 minutes of the time that we very, very first were introduced to each other, it was really just all about this driving experience he had being so frustrated with this other person.
Was he like cussing and stuff when he was explaining it to you?
Yeah, I mean, it's not like it was so over the top that I would have need to have left, because I would have done that if it was really, really that bad. If he was.
That's what I was
out
going to
of
ask you,
control.
Rin. I was going to ask you if at any point you were scared for your life.
Oh, gosh.
No, I wouldn't say that. It really wasn't like that, but it was pretty intense. Even when he finally went to go get us some coffee, which he did, finally pull himself up to be like, okay, I'm going to go get us some coffee. But
Pulls himself together.
even in that moment when he goes to order the coffee, I can hear him from all the way at the other end of the shop, and he's ordering, and he just sounds aggressive.
So was he like yelling at the barista and stuff like that? I'm just trying to...
I said grande!
I'm picturing him just tearing up this Starbucks or wherever you're at.
No, it really wasn't like that. It wasn't like he was unkind toward the people around him necessarily. It's just the manner in which he was dealing with things. It was just like pent up. When somebody's really upset about something, and even though they are doing something normal, it's in an abnormal way.
Mm-hmm.
And here's the other thing that was tough. It was manifesting in like sweat.
Oh.
He was so mad that he was sweating?
Well, I don't know if he just sweats, if that's a thing, independent of what was going on, but it seemed like it was fueled, or at least like made a lot worse by his emotional space.
Rin, it's called hyperhidrosis. It's just people who can't control their sweat glands. Okay, they sweat a ton. Maybe he has that.
How do you know this?
Yeah.
I've known some people who have had hyperhidrosis.
Yeah, quote, known some people.
So you don't want to see him again because he's an angry, sweaty mess.
It's not just that he was sweating a lot and being angry. He was sweating profusely, like the palms of his hands. There was sweat dripping down him and then collecting like under, I'm trying to think of the right way to say this. Man boobs,
Oh.
Is Adam taking steroids?
Oh, gosh.
He sweated out his whole shirt?
Like dark, just covered in sweat.
Oh, man.
It stains, boob stains?
Yeah, that's bad. If he's pitting out a little bit, that's kind of like, whoa, man, you sweat a lot. But if he actually, his whole shirt was sweated out?
I don't think that's being...
That's what I was concerned about, because I know that when I'm upset, like, I'll sweat a little bit, and that's normal, but it was, whoa, it was so much.
I'd be curious to find out if it's an issue or if it's just his anger that makes him sweat like that. Aren't you curious to at least know?
Honestly, maybe he's a really great person that just had a really bad day, but I just don't want to deal with it.
Okay.
I really don't.
That's cool. Thank you for giving us an answer. I appreciate it. But I really need to find out about this sweat, and that's why I'm glad you're still on the phone, because Adam is also on the phone and heard everything you just said.
Oh, my God. Are you kidding me?
No, I'm not. I'm sorry.
Hi, Ren.
Oh, my God. First of all, I'm really, really sorry. Look, this is really, I'm sorry, and then I'm also, like, annoyed to be put in this situation. But I am sorry if you heard things that I said that are unflattering.
Oh, my God. You don't need to feel bad, Ren. Pretty much everything you said is true.
Oh, no.
I mean, I can kind of explain the sweating thing, the anger stuff. The sweating thing, let's start with that.
Point one.
So, I mean, I threw a hoodie and a coat on, and it ended up not being as cold out as I anticipated. By the time I was all pissed off at this guy in front of me, I started sweating in the car because I was blasting the heat, and I was so pissed off I wasn't thinking about it. The coffee shop had the heat on. I, couldn't stop sweating, and I knew I was, and I know that my man boobs were sweating.
Yeah, and that was a crappy thing for me to say about man boobs. That was rude. I'm sorry. That was just the first. It was just the easiest.
That's what I think I want you to hear. It's like, I'm not that angry guy. I know I was sweaty. I know I was hot as and I thought if I didn't pay attention to it, you wouldn't mention it. Like, I was so lost in that date, and I didn't know what to do, and I went home and showered right away. I was I was looking in the mirror, and I literally was mortified by myself because I was really excited about this date, and I never tell friends about going out with anybody, but for some reason I was kind of stoked on you, and I just crashed and burned, and I kind of do that a lot in life, and I just want you to know that I really am sorry, and as far as you and I are concerned, like, I'd love one more shot, just one more chance to maybe sweat it out with you and
Sweat it out. Hey, Ren,
Sweet.
would you like to go out with Adam again? I will pay for a second date. We can send you guys to a spin class or something where the
Sauna?
sweat is supposed to be there. And would you maybe give him another shot to see if he's not so flustered this time? He can do a better job.
Adam, I'm like, this is awkward, and I just want to say I appreciate you eventually being honest. I think that what I would have preferred is if you could have communicated this to me not on a radio station, because you did contact me and you didn't really ever just come out and say.
I totally get it, Ren. I mean, as crazy as I was there, it's probably crazier that I ended up on the radio with you right now. But I tried calling and I texting you, and, you never got back to me. And so, like, I felt like this was my last option of how I could get a hold of you.
Ren, will you do it? Will you go out with him one more time?
Come on,
I
Ren.
promise.
We've never had anyone be so sincere.
Will you drive, please, just so we're safe?
And he's funny.
All right, okay, all right, yeah.
One more day. Nice. All right. Ren, thank you for your time. Adam, congratulations. You got your second date, man.
Thank you, guys. Ren, this is going to be great. I promise you. I'll see you soon.
Adam, 2 words before your next date, all right? Gold bond. Okay?
Brooke and Jubal in the morning.
Are you single and feeling out of the loop? Put away that mouse and get out of the house. Join In the Loop, Seattle's brand new activities club just for singles. Go to intheloopsingles.com today.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal's second date update.
You know, dating is a lot like driving, especially if you're a dude, because you have to learn to pay attention to the signals, right? Like at the end of a date, think of it like you're at an intersection. Okay? If the girl gives you a red light, stop. Okay. But oftentimes they'll give you the green light signal to go in for a kiss or something like that. And a lot of dudes are texting and not paying attention, and they don't pick up on the green light, and there's people honking at them like, just go for it. And then before they know it, the light turns to red and they've missed their opportunity to get through the intersection. That happens to a lot of people. Hannah, who is on the phone today for a second date update, thinks that the guy she went out with didn't know how to read her signals correctly and didn't go for a kiss at the end of the night. Hannah, how are you?
I'm okay. Little nervous.
A little nervous? Don't be nervous.
We don't blame you.
You're fine.
So tell us a little bit about the guy you want to call today. I know in your email you said that you think he wasn't very good at picking up on your signals, but let's first find out about your date. How'd you meet him?
His name's Eric.
Mm-hmm.
I met him at my church's young adult singles group.
I've never been to a singles group for a church. Like, do you all get in a room and you pair up? Do you do speed dating? What happens?
Pair up? What?
I don't know.
At our church, they just have some music playing and, like, there's snacks and hors d'oeuvres, and usually everyone sort of hangs out at first with the people they know, and then casually you sort of start talking to people.
And by the way,
okay.
church singles mixers where you meet the biggest freaks.
No!
Yeah. Dude, I grew up in church camps my whole life. I never got more action than at church camps. It's a great place to meet people who are down to mess around.
God.
So how'd you meet Eric then when you were at the singles mixer?
Well, he's friends with one of my best friends. So he came over and started talking to me, and, I thought he was cute. He's kind of, like, goofy looking, but I like that. He was sort of funny. It's important to me, too. So we just started talking.
Did he seem nervous when you guys first met?
No. That night he seemed sort of comfortable, maybe because my friend was there, that he knows really well.
Now, you called him goofy looking. Let me ask you a question about yourself.
Oh.
If you were to say between you two, would you say that you're hotter than him?
Oh, I'm definitely the hot one.
Okay. I'm just wondering, because normally girls who say that, they tend to be hot girls who kind of date down because they like a guy's personality, so I'm just wondering if that's you.
Wait.
I think he's cute, and that's what's really important.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You know how many times I get that? Like, no, you guys don't understand. Like, I think he's cute. For me, he's cute. Yeah.
That's sweet,
But
though.
I do think he's cute, but I would say that most people would say, he's not traditionally handsome.
Okay,
Right.
so you guys obviously went out on a date after this thing, right? Or are you just calling about?
Yeah.
Okay, what'd you guys do?
We went to go see the Christian church band, and
It was fun. He wasn't as sort of outgoing as he was when I first met him.
Mm-hmm.
He was, I don't know, maybe I would say almost a little bit boring, but a really good listener.
Was there any, drinking involved at all? I don't know how.
No, I mean, I didn't drink anything, and maybe he did before, but since I didn't, I guess he didn't. I don't know.
Yeah, I guess what kind of Christian are you? Are you one where alcohol is an absolute sin, or do you have a couple drinks?
Oh, I can have a couple drinks. I just didn't that night.
I didn't know if you guys were loosening up or anything.
Right, no, maybe we should have.
Yeah. Was there a special moment that you guys shared or, something that really stuck out about that evening?
No, he was just a really good listener, and it was nice. It was nice.
So why do you? Okay,
Yeah.
It doesn't sound like a rave review about your date so far.
he's not attractive.
Why do you want to call him for a second date update?
Well, because I think that there's potential there. I feel like maybe he's just kind of shy, and so maybe this was like the date where he's super shy, and then he can kind of go back to the guy that I thought was a little more fun that I met with my friend.
Yeah.
I would like to hang out with that guy again.
All right, so you want to hang out with the guy before, but in your email, you said that he was not picking up on your signals that you were giving him at the end of the date. What do you mean by that?
What happened was at the end of the night, he walked me to my door and then sort of waited, and nothing happened. So then I pretended to drop my keys,
Oh, classic.
Is that your go-to move to let a guy know that you're kind of killing time so he can kiss you?
I don't know, to be honest. I've never had to wait, but so he got them. But I guess he didn't get the clue because he just sort of was holding out my keys. And then I just said, maybe we should hang out again. And he was like, sure. And then he left.
So
did he give you a hug or anything?
Yeah, he hugged me. And then lastly, I sent him a text.
You sent him a text?
Yeah, a couple of days later. I said, how's your week going? And then he replied, it's okay. And
that's all he sent you?
Whoa.
Yeah.
Did you say anything else after the it's okay text? You try to hit him back?
Did I?
Yeah.
It's the last thing I heard from him, because then I thought, hey, wait a minute, I'm working too hard here, I want to see him, but...
It sounds like to me like he may be just really unexperienced dating. If you guys were to go out again, would you be okay being the person who made the first move?
No.
Okay.
I think you may have to with this guy.
I've been in that situation before where it's been at the end of a date and I know deep down that I should kiss somebody and then I don't. And then after that, I'm like, I don't even know if I want to go out with her again because now I blew my chance. So, maybe he's feeling like that.
I hope he doesn't think that because I do like him.
Okay. So when I get him on the phone for the second date update, do you want that to be the first thing that I say to him? Like, hey, man up and make out with Hannah already.
Oh my gosh, no.
Okay. Well, we'll play a song, come back, call him, get him on the phone, and get your second date update, all right?
Thank you.
Okay, hang on.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal in the mornings. Second date update.
If you're just joining us for the second part of today's second date update, Hannah is on the phone with us. She wants to call a guy named Eric. They met at church in a young adults mixer, went out to a concert, and then after the concert, there was an awkward moment where he dropped her off, walked her to her door. And she was putting out the signals that she wanted to kiss. Her signal was she dropped her keys in order to kill time in hopes that he would pick them up and then maybe kiss her. Instead, he picked them up and gave them to her and said, here's your keys. Have a good night. And she hasn't heard from him since, so we're about to get him on the phone. Hannah, I think the problem was that your signal to him was a little weak. I think next time, instead of dropping the keys, you just drop the pants. No question there.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, but there's no question.
Oh, wow.
No?
Yeah.
You want to try that out?
Oh, my God.
No.
See, I think I wish women would be a little more blunt like that. And then I would be like, oh, okay, cool. She wants to kiss.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, my gosh.
Well, I'm about to dial the phone number and get him on the phone and see what the reason is that he's not calling you back.
Okay, thanks. I'm excited and nervous.
Hello,
Hi, can I speak to Eric, please?
this is Eric.
Hey, Eric, how are you? This is Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the Morning, the radio show.
Brady? Okay.
All right, how you doing?
I'm fine.
Okay. The reason that I'm calling you, though, is we do a segment on our show called the Second Date Update. That's where if somebody goes out on a date with someone and then they feel like they're getting blown off after the date, they email us to call that person and ask them why. You recently went out with a girl named Hannah who listens to our show.
Oh.
And Hannah is wondering why you haven't called her or texted her and asked her to go out again.
Okay.
Did you like Hannah?
Yeah, Hannah was fine.
Okay.
Fine.
Do you have a few minutes to tell us why you're not texting her back?
Well, we hung out for about 3 hours at a concert, and I guess I just didn't really know what to say.
Like you didn't know what to say, like it was awkward for you to be on the date, or
Well, for me, she was hard to have a conversation with.
Was she like intimidating or something because she was real pretty?
No. She just said a few things where I said to myself, I was like, I don't think I could see myself having a relationship with this person.
What type of things are we talking?
She just had a lot of her facts wrong.
Her facts about what?
Just like pretty basic stuff.
Can you give me an example?
I mean, for one thing, at one point, she said she thought Islam was a country.
Okay.
All right. That's fun.
Not a
mistake.
religion, okay.
Yep.
All right.
We also were talking about, like, crazy things that we've eaten at restaurants, and I said, like, well, this is pretty common, but I've had duck.
Yeah.
And she was like, duck. Now, would you consider that a meat or a fish?
Come on.
Really? She said that?
Yeah.
All right. I kind of get what you're saying then. So you don't necessarily feel like she's not as smart as you, but you feel like she might be kind of an airhead a little bit.
Well, it's just like, yeah, I mean, there are different types of intelligence, and I just feel like she lacks a sort of basic factual level
Is there
of knowledge.
Is there any way that she could have just been playing it up and doing the, because some girls do the bimbo thing because they think guys think it's cute.
Oh, yeah.
You could tell it wasn't like she was planning these things. Like at one point we were talking about something and she goes, I think comedy is so funny.
Obviously.
Yeah?
It's like, yeah, that's what comedy's job is.
I like that. Eric, you and I are a lot different because I got out with her, I've been like, perfect. You're right on my level. But
Funny things are funny.
yeah,
You're
comedy is a funny thing sometimes. So you just feel like she wasn't on your level then.
Basically, most of the date, I just was sitting there going like, I don't want to be this guy who just spends the whole time correcting her because it just makes me seem like an arrogant kind of know-it-all. And if I had spent my time correcting her, then our conversation would have gone almost nowhere because I would have had to do it like every minute or so. So I just don't think we ever really need to talk again.
Really? That's a shame because she's actually on the phone and wants to talk to you.
Are you serious?
Yes, I am.
So I'm kind of confused. I mean, it sounds like,
Yeah, we know.
that because I wasn't perfect or didn't know all of the same things that you do quite as well, that you are saying that I'm stupid? Is that what I heard?
I did not once say that you were stupid.
No, you didn't actually say those words, but because I'm not stupid, it certainly sounded like you were saying that I was.
I don't think that you're stupid.
I think you do.
No, I don't. I don't think you're stupid. I think that for the kinds of things that I usually like to talk about and the issues that the things that I was kind of putting out there to see what you would say, it wasn't really working out.
I may not be as smart, in certain areas, but I have street smarts, and I think I'm pretty bright. I mean, okay, for example, I was right. Comedy is funny.
It is.
And tragedies are sad.
She has a point, Eric. She was right.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. You're not wrong about that, but I think that, if you don't get why that's kind of a weird thing to say, then I think that is kind of the issue right there.
It's true.
Yeah, it's true. It's true, but also, like, you know, we don't need to talk about how water is wet, you know, like.
Maybe we do.
Then, see, like, if you think that, then that's fine, but I am so not interested in talking about that.
Wow.
I think you're being kind of picky, Eric. I mean, yeah, she gets some facts wrong and she doesn't really, you know, maybe be book smart, but she sounds like a delightful person.
Can I just point out something? I thought, like, if you had fun with someone or you enjoyed them and, like, if the person was extremely attractive, that was kind of, you know, important, too. And I was willing to make I was going to just sort of ignore that part.
See that look?
Whoa.
Eric, do you think that you can ignore her not being on your level intelligence-wise if Hannah ignores the fact that you're not on her level hot-wise? Is what she's saying, I think.
That's a nice balance.
Yeah, I picked up on that.
Oh, my God.
I guess that brings me to my next point then. Would you guys like to go out on a second date? Eric, would you like to go out with Hannah again? I will pay for it. She'll ignore the fact that you're not as good-looking as she is.
No, I wouldn't.
Come on, opposites attract.
So you don't even want to go out with me again? I mean, I kind of was being really nice to you still, you know, despite everything you were saying about me. I'm sort of shocked that you don't want to try to make it up to me, you know? You weren't very nice.
Yeah, well, you know, I'm sorry, but that's the way the...
Okay, so, like, what do we do now? I see you, you know, at one of the church events, and I see you and I go, oh, like, hey, there's the guy that thinks I'm an idiot.
Yeah, I guess. And then I'll be like, hey, there's the girl who thinks I'm ugly.
Look at that. It actually is a perfect second date update. It worked out for both you guys. Now we're all on the same page. That is amazing how that actually worked out for them like that. Text in at 78592 says, I'll date her. She's right on my level.
At least people know where they are, right?
It's true. I mean, I guess you can't blame him too much if he just didn't feel like they connected on the intelligence level. You know, I mean, if you go out with somebody you feel like they're not as smart as you, maybe you don't want to go out with them again. Personally, I think it's a great thing.
Yeah, I look for that.
Yeah. It's the first thing I look for.
It's hard for Jose to find, though. Someone below his smarts level.
True.
Remember, if you want a second date update, all you have to do is email the show, Brooke and Jubal at moving925.com. We will call the person who didn't call you back.